And then the person who identified my father as a ruler was Mbawumdalumtari. He says, look, I can't do it, but I think this young man can do it. Then everybody was asking, they all agreed with, I think he has got the capacity and the ability to lead. That's how he got that thing. There was no such thing as, yeah, you're the firstborn, you get, or whatever. It was not there. It was taboo. And one of the things that we had as a family, my grandfather, my grandfather was a really traditional person. When it came to marriages, he would have intermarriage. That was taboo in the family. Right. When his first daughter got married, he got married to a guy who came from a good area. And he was a Machingura. My grandfather said, listen, I cannot have you as my mkwasha. Now, you can forget it. Was strictly, you were supposed to marry within a Ndebele family or nothing. So this Mkwenya was rejected by my grandfather. And then my aunt then got married to a guy called Mguni. That Mguni was accepted in the family. So his first grandson, George Machigura, was raised by the Lozanis, but the father was rejected and he was told, you can go. I'm not interested for you to be Mkwenya, you can drive. Just forget it. The sad part is that, you see, because George now is like he lost his language. He only knows the Lozani language. And that's exactly what happened. My father was almost a person who wouldn't accept any nonsense, my grandfather. So when everybody tried to persuade them and said, hey, this is, he says, no. This is my home. You play the games according to my rules. And that's exactly what happened. So, and then the rest of the family, of all his daughters, they tried to locate, to get married to the people that suited my grandfather, not that suited themselves. So, those were the norms in the family. And so, when George Machigura was given to my father to raise him, so the first child in terms of the clan is George Machingura, even if he was the son of an aunt. So he was given to this family to raise him. Was he was still alive? Yeah. So those were the norms in terms of the family before. But it then changed with this interaction and the education and everything. Now they've lost the meaning of everything, because now you can marry in any tribe, it doesn't matter anymore. Because the old generation is gone. But the point, what I'm trying to make here, this country, anyone who rules without the blessings of the family that I'm talking about, they're bound to fail. Because the entire tradition, including the Zimbabwe ruins, were Mambo. Mambo was part of the Lozani families. So, where Mambo was in charge, there are rituals that are supposed to be carried out in terms of the country. They used to have these rituals when it was about to be summer season, where they went with their bears and what they called secret places, and then they poured beer there, whatever.
Including Matonje.
Yeah, including Matonje. So basically, this is the background of the whole thing. But what I left behind, this tribe was a rich tribe in terms of cattle. they all believed in one thing. Ukuthi uwe indoda, you must have inkomo. No malankomo, you are not indoda, you are not a man. So yeah, possibly. So what happened is that generally everybody in this family, if you decide to be poor, it's not by virtue of anything else, because you are stupid and because you don't really think. This is a family that grew not with cash wealth, but with the really original wealth of an African. When people destroy that, the background, it's up to them. I can tell you from my father's point of view, there was no starvation until he died. There was enough food for everybody. But he was uneducated, but he was a man with a vision. A man with a mission. Each time when he located land, he knew this was farming area, this is grazing area. And the people would know that you don't tamper with the grazing area. Even if you were in the rural areas, it was strictly that you had your grazing area and you had your plowing area where you put your homes. Therefore, the disorder that is here today is because people came from all over, they don't understand the value of these kind of what do I call it? The logic in terms of how to make sure that you strategize in terms of location and the grazing. So there was a strategy that was adopted in terms of grazing, farming, and where you put your homestead. But now there's chaos because that kind of thinking has been destroyed. And the culture was always, any elderly person was respected as an old man, not kuti uribo. There was no such thing. When you saw an old guy, you gave him his place.
He was a father.
He was a father. Whether you believe that is your original father or not, but he remained a father. So briefly, I can say that's the story. You can then echo what I where I erred or whatever.
No, not where you erred. Your grandfather and my grandfather, Ulutul, had one sister who got married to Maswana.
Correct. Yes.
They are one sister, Tlaganyana.
Yes.
And Tlaganyana got married to Maswana.
Correct.
That's how old Maswana movies become our Bashuku.
Yes.
Because of Tlaganyana. That's the bit.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes.
So,
Can you introduce yourself, please?
Oh, my name is Adam Lutuli. I became Adam Lutuli in 1972. Before then, I was Adam Lozan. I only became Adam Lutuli after my birth certificate said I was Adam Lutuli.
Okay.
Other members in the family